In other related news, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has expressed concern over the low voter turnout in Saturday's FCT Area Council elections. In a statement shared by his media aide, Paul Ibe, Atiku says turnout averaged below 20%, with Abuja Area Municipal Council recording just 7.8%, a damning verdict, according to him, of the state of Nigeria's democracy under the current administration. He attributed the poor participation to a political environment he described as poisoned by intolerance, intimidation, and the systemic weakening of opposition voices. The former vice president warned that continued erosion of participatory governance could irreversibly damage Nigeria's democratic fabric and urged opposition parties and democratic forces to unite and defend civic space. Elsewhere, the Independent National Electoral Commission has attributed and blamed political parties for the low turnout recorded in the recent FCT Area Council elections. INEC National Commissioner Muhammed Haruna said the commission should not be held responsible for voter apathy, arguing that it is the duty of political parties to mobilize and energize their supporters. He made the remarks during an interview on Trust TV's 30 Minutes with Mannir Dan-ali, where he maintains that the INEC had provided the platform for voting, but participation rests largely with parties and candidates.
You are shifting the blame to the political parties. What of the rest of Nigerians who may not necessarily be members of any political parties? Who is it because people are just getting fed up with democracy, with elections, that they see no point in even turning up to vote?
Well, that could also be partly an explanation. You know, the frustration, you say, my vote doesn't make any difference if I go there. You know, that's where probably INEC comes in. People think, you know, their votes don't count and they blame that on INEC. But that's not even the politicians themselves, their performance, electoral cycles, year in, year out, they make promises, they don't fulfill the promises. So people begin to wonder, what's the point of going to vote? But it's, you see, election is so the stakeholders are virtually everybody. Part of the blame also should be shared by the civil society organizations. They focused so much on INEC. Fair enough, they should focus on INEC since they were the ones that conduct the elections. But they don't focus enough on the political parties. We conduct secondary elections. The political parties conduct primary elections. Literally, that's what primary elections, because they're the ones that will come up with the candidates.
The most important election for bringing up the candidates for the election.
It's the candidates they bring up that we will have to deal with. So if there is no internal democracy in the political parties, that's where the problem starts from. And the civil society organizations, the media, they don't give as much attention to the primaries that political parties conduct than they do the general election, because of course, obviously, general elections are the ones that through which the contestants can get the power. But the materials themselves that are produced by the political parties ought to focus more attention on that, because that's the foundation.